some motherfucking game. Some real abba dabba. We all have heard of roasting a person. Now, see, you gotta understand what you're saying when you say you're gonna roast a person. I'm gonna roast that motherfucker. You know, uh, it's not an argument. It can turn into an argument if the dudes that's involved are not, confident. But when you roast a motherfucker, the object is to say some shit that the people listening didn't really know. Now, it can be some negative stuff or it could be some humorous stuff. I have a lot of business people that I deal with. Do you think they all call me Rosebud? I've been out of the, game for years. And I was married 12 of those goddamn years. Now, what I'm saying, and my point, is that if you look at the overall picture, you could say some shit about me being out of the game. You could say some shit about me being married. You could say whatever the fuck. But everybody know that goddamn shit. So you ain't gonna be able to roast me about that shit. You have to bring up some shit that I didn't necessarily know you knew. And then let's say I was trying to hide it. Now, if that's the case and you bring it up, and you bring it up in a humorous way, you're going to have people laughing at me. But if you can't bring up some shit, you just bring up shit that everybody already know, then you're not roasting me. You might think you're roasting me, but you're not. Now, you got to understand taking your talents with you, whatever they are, wherever you develop them. See, what a lot of people don't know about me is before I was a pimp, I was a motherfucking carpenter. Now, I decided to quit being a carpenter to be a pimp. I was an apprentice carpenter. I wasn't a full-fledged journeyman. Now, since I decided to be a pimp, does that mean I forget all the shit that I learned in carpentry? No, it doesn't mean that. But I certainly ain't gonna carry no hammer or no carpenter's belt or whatever. Now, what I'm saying is, I didn't lose my skills. I switched them. I brought them with me. Instead of building single homes for families, I started building stables for hoes. See, what I'm saying is, if I wanted to roast any guru, I would mention things that's true about it. And the people that's listening wouldn't know it. So when you roast a motherfucker, you really talking directly to this motherfucker. And you're embarrassing nobody but him. Now, my point in saying that is that it does not mean you have to fight. It does not mean you're supposed to hate this motherfucker for the rest of your life because he roasted you or whatever. What it means is you need to get your shit together so you can't be roasted again. Because when they point shit out, 9 out of 10 times the motherfucker that's roasting you points some shit out about you that people are saying or thinking, and you can then make an improvement in that area. So instead of getting upset, you should be appreciative. But see, you guys are squares. You don't have no motherfucking game. See, what I'm saying is this. If you're talking about a dude, you would say something that's true about him, that people didn't know. And then what I'm saying is, let's say this motherfucker, he made a deal with a broad to get her. And what I'm saying, this, and people don't know this about him, but he did this. And let's say you caught this broad and you didn't knock him off, but you caught him, the broad, and through conversation, you hear this motherfucker made her in agreement with her to get her. Now, what I'm saying is, this is a Monty Hall motherfucker that's making deals. Dudes that make deals to get the broad are the kind of motherfuckers that judge themselves, they compare themselves with tricks. And they never, in their own mind, they never measure up because they don't have no goddamn money like them tricks. See, motherfuckers like me, you don't think low a little of a trick. You admire his ability to be a trick. You ain't saying you want to be a trick, but his ability to do what the fuck he want to do is something that you're pursuing. Now, back to the nigga that make a deal with the bitch, the Monty Hall nigga. He's no different than the motherfucker that's fucking bitches who haven't paid him, but you claiming this game. What I'm saying, and at any moment you motherfuckers could call in and give me your opinion on this goddamn shit, because I don't want to be sitting up here talking to myself. But my point is, when you a motherfucker that's claiming this game and you want to be treated as such, but you fucking bitches. What I'm saying is, you a chippy nigga, and it's the worst thing you could be known as in the fucking goddamn game. Now, do you get what I, just said? It's the worst sin. Now, why do you think motherfuckers will quote the Bible or Plato or Socrates and then have the fucking nerve to say, nigga, you ain't shit, you old and you outdated? Socrates and Plato, them motherfuckers, the shit they said is 2,000 years old. So who's really old? What I'm saying is, if you a motherfucker that can stand on your own goddamn AI clip this shit. What I'm saying, if you a motherfucker that can stand on your own shit, and you could get respect from standing on your own shit, representing what the fuck are you talking about, can't nobody roast you. Because everybody that knows you have heard of you, and whatever they heard, you match as far as how they see you. See, I respect this affidavit. When the motherfucker, hit me on he instant messaged me, and he had his number there to let me, and he wanted to let me know he didn't like some shit I said, and he said I needed to call him, and I did. Now, we spoke for about 45 minutes. And of course, we started out bumping heads over the guru shit I said, because I said, any motherfucker that listened to a motherfucker that's quoting Socrates and talking about he giving you some game is lost. Now, I had already, had some motherfuckers let me know, man, you can't be saying shit like that. Well, I can say what the fuck I want to, but I'm saying you can't say shit like that unless you want some kind of problem. And I ain't looking for no problem. So, okay, I had already mentally checked myself. But this nigga wanted to, confront me. Now, we started out bumping heads over the shit. But in that conversation, we realized we both was men. And, what I'm saying is, we recognize that no matter what, we gonna have our own motherfucking opinion. Now, my point is opinions don't stop shit. So me and the nigga got cool. And we cool to this day. But we met bumping heads. Now, what I'm saying is, the nigga was talking to me, saying what he was saying about what I thought. And I'm saying what I'm saying about what he thought. In our minds, we're not roasting each other, but we finna see if they could be roasted. So we dropping lugs. But in the course of that, having game, we both seen and we just raking over coals. See, a lot of times that's how you meet a real motherfucker. You bumping heads with that fool. One of you serving the other motherfucker some news, and instead of arguing, the game in you motherfucking take over. And what I'm saying is the shit never stops. It never stops, but lately I've been being tested. I'm not letting nothing get the best of me, but the motherfucking IRS was fucking with me, or started fucking with me. And what I'm saying is, the test is, can I stand it? Because, when motherfuckers fuck with you, they got whatever they looking for already. Now, what I'm saying is, you guys got to stop letting the only time you're 100% sure, you got to stop letting it be when you think you got to pee. Or when you think you got to shit. Believe it or not, something like that is the only time you motherfuckers are 100% confident. Most of you don't even know if you should eat when you think you're hungry, because some motherfucker done told you for your health and whatever reason you should only eat at this time or that time. Who knows what works better in your life better than you? Me? I mean, that is an honor. But I surely don't think you know better. I surely don't think I know you better than you know yourself. And if I do, don't that fucking mean you need to be checking what the fuck you doing? You need to do some work on yourself. Now, have you ever asked yourself, what is confidence? I'm a fucking dude that's gonna stay confident. I'm confident whatever these motherfucking IRS shoot at me, I'm gonna be able to stand it. Because I know you motherfuckers gonna be wanting to fuck with me, so you're gonna be helping a nigga. And you're gonna help me by buying as much as my shit as you can, which is cool, because don't none of you want to see me gone. Hey, I don't want to see me gone, so even if you don't help, I'm gonna have to handle it. Shit, I know y'all gonna help a brother out if that's the case. I ain't in no trouble, so that ain't what I'm saying. But I can see that shit coming if I ain't ready. Now get at me. Get some of my tools. Get some of my shit. Now, fucking with me, you gonna learn something. I want you to take this simple test. And I'm gonna tell you if you passed or failed it after you answer these simple questions. Starting right now, you have 5 seconds to answer each question. And the first question is, you're riding down the street and you see a woman at the bus stop. You don't just see her. You're attracted to her. Something about her attracts you. What do? 5 seconds. Now, the second question. You're about to be interviewed for a job. And you want this job, but you know you're not 100% qualified, but you do believe you could do the job. What do you think about while you wait? The third question. Now your girlfriend asks you talking to her and you tell her you're on your way home, and she asks you, would you stop and get her some panty liners or some Kotexes or whatever she used? What would you say? Now, any one of you motherfuckers that talk all that goddamn shit can call in and say what you would say. But since I know now one of you motherfuckers gonna call in, I'm going to give you the answers. Because I know each and every one of you failed. And the only way you're going to help your goddamn self with this test is by being honest. If you thought about any one of those questions more than 5 seconds before you answered it, you're not as confident as you think. And your confidence can use some reinforcement. Now, the reason I say this is because those answers all should be no-brainers. The first answer don't matter, just as the last answer doesn't matter. That's why I know you're not confident in how is that, because each one of you motherfuckers wanted to get the right answer, without realizing in each one of those scenarios, you should do whatever the fuck you think. Whatever you want to do. Some niggas don't care about going and buy Kotexes for their woman. I do. I wouldn't do it. But that's me. I don't know. I ain't talking for you. The bitch called me and asked me some shit like that. I ain't gonna do it. No brainer mean there is no wrong or right. It's only what the fuck you think or what you want. And you can't go for that unless you're confident. See, now that's confidence. I'm in a shit talking mood today, so call up and say some foul shit if you want to. Or call up and say some slick shit. It don't really matter what kind of shit you say. There's a few women who can stand what I say, so I show them a little bit. Of course, there's many women who can't stand what I say and won't like me worth a fuck. So goddamn what? I've been not liked before. I've been quit before. Shit. I don't like them bitches either. When I tell you motherfuckers about a scenario that, the whole scenario is a lesson. Just like my previous videos explain the importance of not being like me, but having something very similar you believe in, as I do. Just in case you took the short bus to school, you want to be like me, just like you wanted to be like Mike. Then you wanted to be like Kobe. Now you want to be like LeBron. I'm saying you want to be like us because we're on the winner's side of life. And you know damn well you want to win. So you need to stop trying to make that foolishness you think correct. I'll tell you what. From now on, all the shit you think is correct. So much so until it makes you the shit. Now, go out there, believe in that, and snag you one of them fresh, fine-ass women that's out there waiting for you, motherfucker. She's waiting for you. The early bird catches the worm. You ever hear of that saying? Do you fucking know what it means? Sayings are very important if you understand It's a secret language that conveys thoughts that you have to people that can understand what the fuck you saying. You could be standing in a room full of people and you say the early bird catches the worm. All of them would think they know what you're talking about, but only one or two would be in there and really know what you're talking about, because the early bird catches the worm means the same thing as nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. Both these statements are sayings that promote you getting up off your ass and doing something instead of complaining. You complain about shit or you hope shit automatically gonna happen once you think of it. It ain't. When you think of it, it's only the beginning of it almost happening. Because when you think of it, you gotta then go after it. You can't see the forest for the trees in your goddamn way. It's not telling you about no forest or no goddamn trees. It's saying you need to take a step back and look at what the fuck you doing. Why? Because if you do, you'll see the overall picture is not where you coming from. That's all sayings are about. What does "you ain't worth the salt that go in your bread" mean? What does that mean? Now, we need to know everything that's going to allow us to catch a woman. And most of it is how you interpret or how you perceive what the fuck she's saying or what she's doing. I have a few tools focusing on understanding women. And part of understanding part of understanding a woman is you have to assign, well, you don't. I know I do. I assign meaning to whatever move she makes. And the cold part about my motherfucking shit is, I'm going to tell her what, let's say she crossed her legs. That ain't shit. But to me, it's going to be something. To me, crossing her legs means she would appreciate a compliment on her grooming. Now, whether or not crossing her legs mean anything is not the point. The point is to take advantage of anything that's going to help you catch. And assigning meanings to her moves gives you a secret language that she's speaking to you. And I tell her that. And all she would do is cream. Because I would say, girl, moving your legs like that made me notice just how well you take care of yourself. Your hair, your grooming is just on point. Now, I ain't gonna give her a compliment like most of you fucking squares would do and say something about her legs. That would be playing right in her hand because she want to see you talking at her. You're not talking to her. One is talking to her. The other is talking at her because it could fit any bitch. My point. I direct and I drive the conversation. And I teach that to my students. That's why I notice every fucking thing and I assign a meaning to every move she makes. And that just helps me focus on catching her. Now, as I speak the language that I'm getting from her moves, she is mesmerized by the things I'm saying to her about what the fuck she's doing. My intentions are to make her start thinking about what I think, and ultimately she's gonna start predicting what she thinks. Let's say she blinked her eyes and she I noticed her blink her eye. She'll start predicting what I think that means to her. And that, my friends, is when I know it's a wrap. See, I'm a plethora of information for you motherfuckers. How are you like and not like this statement? If you're, let's say you're a zebra, but you want to be a horse. You could dress like a horse. You could have someone training you to prance like a horse. You could trot like a horse. And you could do everything like a horse because, in essence, you damn near is a horse. You just do what zebras do. But no matter what, there's going to come a time when the zebra in your ass is going to surface. And then what? You are like the statement of the zebra because you're being taught to do something you're not used to doing. Gaining and using confidence is not natural anymore. So with me, you're being taught. Unlike the zebra, what you're being taught can become you. If you learn what confidence is and how to get it, once you do, you will never go back. But no matter what you teach a motherfucking zebra, it will always be a zebra, and that zebra will come out. I'm going to call it like I see it. I was watching a rerun of Chris Rock, and he told a joke about who tells the biggest lies, men or women. Now, I'm sure one of you motherfuckers have an idea or an opinion about who tells the biggest lies, men or women. I see you all in this motherfucking chat, but you just can say shit anonymously in the chat. You're anonymous when you call in because you can say your name, but you don't have to. But what I'm saying is the reason you ain't anonymous because you can't hide behind these fucking typed words. When you type the shit, it ain't like when you saying the shit. So which one of you motherfuckers got something to say? If any, call in, say it. And I was trying to talk and see if somebody was going to call in. Yeah, my shit is on. But what I'm saying is I was watching this rerun and the nigga was talking about who tell the biggest lies or the most lies. Now, I wrote a few posts about how I felt. And, I really must have thought or felt that women are the biggest liars. But I asked my woman that question, and she had hella shit to say to defend women, none of which answered the question. But when I go out, I do my, shit, shave, and shower. Now, that's my daily activities for hygiene. I do get dressed, but I don't do anything about my stomach. I don't do anything about my feet or my height. I just get dressed and I'm ready to hit the streets and see what I can see. When a woman walks out the door, can she say that? Everything we say to a woman we meet is based on what we perceive from what we see. What can we perceive if everything we see is false or a lie? The bitch has changed her hair. She changed her eye color. She reshaped her eyebrows. She got heels on to be taller if that's the case. She changed her complexion with all that goddamn makeup. She changed her shape with girdles and all that kind of shit. She done firmed up her titties with a bra. And any other feature you or I would see when I meet her has been altered. Yet, as Chris Rock said, We are so stupid, even knowing all that. We still go for, I want me a real man. How can this bitch want a real man as fake as she is? Now, truthfulness is a necessity in a relationship. But when I meet you and fuck the shit out you, I would like to at least think I fucked who I met. I don't want to see you in the morning or a few months into the relationship and you turn out to be a woman with no morals or scruples. Which is why you wanted me to go for all that shit you had on when I met you. I want to wake up with who the fuck I went to bed with. I want her to be the same woman I met 6 months from today. That way, I can take pride in what I'm doing with your motherfucking ass. Now, how many of us are proud of what we did this year? Well, I have to guess a few of you are. Then how many of you are proud of what you did a few months ago? Now, I could ask this, and I'm going, how many of you motherfuckers are proud of what you did last month? What about last week? What about yesterday? See, I'm one of the few dudes who could answer I am to all those questions. Why? Because I know it's not a one-day thing. It's an everyday, 24/7, 365 days a year thing to have your shit together. Being on top of shit goes on throughout the year. And I don't need January to come for me to make myself strive for perfection. I hardly ever make resolutions that are, serious, because most times I just do it to be included in what's going on with the family and friends. But I made my real resolution many years ago, and that's to never stop trying to reach for it. No matter what step I'm on, even if I'm on the 100th step of 100, I'm still going to be reaching. That's just how I roll. Now, if you feel you were blessed with good looks, intelligence, health, class, style, and a confidence like no other, then you must be a motherfucking PO. The good looks came when you realize you have a particular way you can look. Your intelligence allowed you to acknowledge, you needed to look a certain way. Your health allowed you to chase that rainbow for years on end and never get tired. In that class, you got exposed to all how proud you are to be in your position. And that style you have will become uniquely you. And people will notice. All of this combined with you knowing you are a total package makes you one confident and desired man. The video or the videos, I make starting, let's say 2010, 2011. And I have to date damn near 500 of them motherfuckers. All my videos are tied in to my course. So those of you who have them or access to them can really use the way you think to look at the topics on each of the videos. You might see 5 different videos with the title, The Lion. But in each one of them, there's different topics or aspects of being a lion that I'm talking about. So each one of the fucking videos are different. But in general, it's saying you need to think like a lion. You can't be a lion because you ain't finna, tear no motherfucker's leg off and eat it. But you can think you could do it. You know what I'm saying is, if you think you like a lion, you can do what the fuck you want to do when you want to do it. Now, the information that I deliver is in plain English, but the fucking point I'm making is a secret, and you have to be up on the information so you can interpret what the secret message is. You go to Southwell University and get the game that's there for you, you're going to be able to interpret whatever lesson I'm trying to secretly deliver. You can relate to the way I speak because I am you, and relating to me is easy. The icing on the cake is how much game I spit at you. Sure, it's entertaining because I keep it real, and being real is fun. You ever notice how much you see motherfucking fly niggas laughing, enjoying themselves? Do yourself a solid and treat yourself to some real this season. This shit is real. We all possess the qualities to make somebody happy. Why don't we use those qualities regularly is beyond me. This Christmas season, you should make a promise to yourself to extend a hand to someone who is experiencing misfortune. I am not a good guy, but I do some good things. It could be something as simple as handing a homeless person $1, all the way to volunteering at the soup kitchen. Extend a hand to a less fortunate motherfucker. You don't even have to know them. You just have to cross their path and see how much joy that shit's gonna bring you. I can't fathom why some of you motherfuckers are still coming up short with all this knowledge I be kicking on my streams. You know, we speak about a lot of things that are actually important to making a man who he is or who he wants to become. It really ain't that difficult to grasp. Improvement awaits any person who is willing to improve. What I say won't be for most of you. There's only a few that can read or hear what's being said. And to those of you that do, I salute the vision you have, and or you will see clearly in the future. It takes time to develop your third eye. You have to develop that third eye so you can really see what you've done. You know, the cars, the jewelry, and other material things won't last forever. You know what will? Your reputation. That's why you should protect it. Don't get caught up in thinking life won't last, because it will. And all misdeeds will follow you, just as your straight-laced deeds will follow you too. Living life this way, loving life this way, is the only thing I desire. Most everything I say won't be accepted by everyone, because if it was, I wouldn't be saying shit. Only a few motherfuckers will see the vision and the value of thinking like a motherfucker gotta think. To those few, I'm here for you. I salute you, and I hope I can have just a little bit to do with your success. You see, I'm not jealous of you motherfuckers. I continue to live through you. I want you to really be a motherfucker until you think you've had enough. Everything you do in life is important. Don't make the mistake of thinking the cars, the jewels, the clothes are what it's about. You know what it's about? I done already told you, but I'm going to tell you again. It's about your rep. Live for your twilight days to be enjoyed in pure splendor whenever you look back and see what the fuck you did. Your reputation is really all you will care about in the end. I feel for some of the unfortunate brothers who equate their value to the type of women they have. Your true value is based on how true you stay to your beliefs about your life. A fine ass woman could be a zero when it comes to being in your corner. And a big, ugly bitch can be worth her weight in gold. It's all about what you deem priorities. Don't make the mistake that beauty equals loyalty, because you'll find beauty is a far cry from perfection or loyalty. The beautiful lady is just that, beautiful. That not so beautiful woman, not only have she studied how to treat her man, but she tries harder. You know, the person in second place tries harder. They always do. I had a crew of mostly sevens, but every night they paid like 11s. Real talk. Hey, I don't mind that nobody called in. I just hope it don't continue to be like that, because we kicking shit. And I'm sure if some motherfucker would have called in, I would have been talking about something other than what I had planned to talk about. It would be related, but your question wouldn't be what I was thinking or talking or saying. So I would have to address it. That's the purpose or the value in calling in. Real talk. I'm gone. Happy holidays. Be safe. Don't be out there drinking and driving. Be fucking safe.